Good evening and welcome to Up the Reds with me, Andy Canby. How are we? I hope we're all good. Let's talk about Bobby. Let's talk about Millie. Let's talk about Ox. Let's talk about Naby. Let's talk about um, Jurgen's presser. What do we want to do first? Let's talk about Bobby. So, the legend that is Bobby Firmino. What a signing he has been for Liverpool Football Club. The best false nine that we have or any team has ever had. He has won everything with us in the 8 years that he's been here. He's 31 years of age now. He was obviously a lot younger when he signed for us. From when we signed him for, I think it was around 29-30 million pounds from Hoffenheim. And to be fair, did you know about Bobby Firmino? No, you didn't, and neither did I. So this is what happens when we sign players, or for that matter, any other team signs a player. First thing you do is you go onto YouTube and you find out what they're all about. So yeah, Bobby, I think he's played about, is it 360 games for Liverpool or thereabouts, and 335 or 45 have been for Jurgen Klopp, the most used player or the most games a player has played under Jurgen Klopp. I mean, that is some feat in itself. He has. I mean, he came as a striker to us, and but he's ended up playing in a role that was designed for him, and he's been absolutely fabulous for us. So what's that? 109 goals he scored. His assists 79. Obviously, he's won every trophy that we had. The Bobby Firmino final in the World Club one, where he scored that goal. So yeah, he has been a very, very integral part of the success under Jurgen Klopp at Liverpool. Will I be sad to see him go? Very much so. It's a shame that he just couldn't stay another year with us, but he just wants a new challenge, which is understandable. He wants I mean, the fella's probably already a millionaire anyway, but he just wants another big pay packet for just to for his family. Again, you can understand that. He's wherever he goes with our full and best wishes, and I'm sure at the game tomorrow that you will be probably hearing more than 15 minutes the other night, the Bobby song against Aston Villa, and rightly so. Just on that, I'm not going to the game because I couldn't get a ticket. They are like gold dust, and you can understand why. Bobby will probably start on the bench and probably come on, but yeah, he's been a great servant for us. We've had no issues of him on the field of play or off the field of play, and that even means at training ground. He's probably going to be one of the most welcome people back to Anfield when hopefully when he does leave, and he doesn't forget about us, because obviously we won't forget about him. And there's going to be a mural about him. I don't know if the lads have got that finished somewhere around the ground. It looks boss that. So if you go on Twitter, you can find that on there. But yeah, go on to Millie next. Millie was bought in as a free transfer from City in 2015, and again 300 and odd games for Liverpool in that time. He's 38, is he, next time, or something like that? He might be 37 now, but he's wanting a fresh challenge, and again, no issues of him on the pitch, off the pitch, training, whatever. He has been an exemplary, true professional. Probably not just for Liverpool Football Club, but his previous clubs, City, Newcastle, Leeds. He has been I don't want to say role model, because footballers to me are not role models, but he has been the perfect professional footballer that any club could have. So again, 26 goals, 45 assists. He's probably been the best free buy that any football club could ever have. So Naby as well. Naby's going, not renewing his contract. Naby, for me, we paid top dollar for him, and he's probably, he would admit it as well, he's not fulfilled his true potential at Liverpool Football Club. Look, if we can look back in videos and whatever about Naby's time at Liverpool, obviously he's won a lot of trophies as well with his time here as well, and it's just been one of those. He's just had horrendous luck, or he's been unlucky with injuries, but he's been slated by some Reds. I've had the odd question about him, is he going to turn up, but it's just been one of those things, and again, he goes with our best wishes. And Ox the same. Ox, we signed him from Arsenal, when he was a young lad. He's just been unlucky as well with the injuries. I mean, he was in Klopp's team, and I think he got the injury, I think it might have been against Barcelona in the Champions League game or something like that. I know it was a Champions League game where he got an injury, and it kept him out for a while, and then he's never really hit the heights, but he scored some wonderful goals for us. You remember the goal against City, when we were challenging City for everything, and we were the only team that was challenging City for everything as well. So yeah, Ox, I hope he finds a club, and I hope he stays injury free, and that goes same for Naby as well. Jurgen Klopp's press conference. Vinny O'Connor from Sky Sports. Your questions are shite, mate. Absolute crap questions. He started off by saying, can we get a response from your touchline ban and your £75,000 fine, or whatever. And Jurgen says, well, yeah, what's done is done. He said some people are surprised it's not a longer one. I'm going to be in the stands for the game against Aston Villa, just to say that he's going to be in the stands. He'll be mic'd up. So it's a bit of a weird one for me, this, because he's got punished, but he's not being punished, because he can still, don't get me wrong, I don't mind Jurgen coaching and whatever. It's excuse me, it really is a weird one from the FA. They admitted that Paul Tini was wrong, and he got taken off duties for a week. But yeah, they're saying that they fined him because he ran up to the fourth official's face. Incidentally, that fourth official refereed our game against Leicester. So make your own assumptions up, and then it's saying that this was being looked at by VAR. Um, excuse me again. That it's um, it's a yellow, but it could be a red, and it transpired it was a yellow. So yeah, bit of a weird one for me, but hey ho. Jurgen says the Villa game is a super game. He's saying that Villa are fighting for a place in Europe, so we have to be on our guard. Unai Emery has done a fantastic job, no doubt in that. He said to play like Valencia did, his Valencia team did, no doubt in that as well. But we're in a good vein of form, and hopefully we can do the business. Just getting back onto Vinny O'Connor. Vinny O'Connor asked him about the result, Newcastle and Brighton result. It's got nothing to do with us. It never has been. All we're doing is trying to win as many games as we can and finish as high as we can. Jurgen Klopp said, I'm comfortable with that, and he'd been saying that for weeks, so yeah, it was. I think if I was Jurgen, I'd be turning around to Vinny saying, Vinny, just shut up, mate. It's you know what the situation is. We're just going to play our games. We're enjoying playing our games. We enjoy winning our games. There's nothing better, he said, than getting 3 points in a game of football. And yet you can't disagree with that analogy from Jurgen Klopp. So yeah, we just look after ourselves, and that's how it is. So on the transfer news, he was asked about Kelleher, the young goalkeeper, leaving, and he batted that away. He says, I've not heard anything. He looked across, whether he has or not, that's yet to be seen. But the journo said that he's looking to get more game time, and he said he's under contract. He'll be here with us next season. Adrian, you can make what you want with that. So I just gave a wry smile with that. So yeah, that's really it regarding the transfers. Apart from anybody listen to that Indy Cali or whoever he is, he thinks he's in with FSG, and he's got insider knowledge at Liverpool, putting out a stupid thing about Jude Bellingham, saying talks are broken down or something like that with Real Madrid, and Liverpool have gone back in to Dortmund to discuss something. Mate, do yourself a favour. You're just a money-making merchant on the back of Liverpool Football Club, right? Nobody's asked about you. Nobody's interested about you, right? But you're making a lot of money. You're just like Arsenal Fan TV. That's all. You're just a clickbait merchant. Sod all. You just go through Twitter accounts, other social media outlets, and you put it about. So, sod all about Liverpool. As much about Liverpool as me when it comes to transfers, and that's very little. So, do yourself a favour and do one. I just needed to get that off my chest, because I'm just sick and tired of seeing him on my Twitter timeline. And no, I'm not going to mute or block him, because I'll call out the bullshit when I see it, and that's what it is. So yeah, just on that, just ending on that. So let's get back onto Aston Villa. It is going to be a tough game for us tomorrow. They're an open and expansive attacking side. They've got some midfielders that will, cause us trouble. They give a lot of fouls away. So the battle obviously has to be won with the strikers, but you can't rule out the midfield, how important it's going to be for us. I mean, Curtis Jones is really getting into his stride. Fab's been doing a brilliant job in the last 3 or 4 games. Um, I thought against Leicester, Jordan Henderson had a few moments, but yeah, um, it'll be a really tough game. It'll be an emotional game for us because of what's happening. Um, we will give the players a good send off because it's the last game at Anfield for the season, and hopefully, the supporters, as Jurgen said, need to get behind the team, um, and help them across the line in the last game of the season at Anfield. Just talking about Anfield, obviously, the new stand, the Annie Road end, the roof comes off from the old bit of the stand, either the Sunday or the Monday, and then the serious nature of that being finished off. It's not going to happen before the next season starts, and I didn't think it would. I thought it was a bit ambitious because you have to get it crowd tested, get a safety certificate sorted out. So obviously that Liverpool have asked the Premier League, the FA, if they can play away in at least the first fixture. So it might be we won't probably see Liverpool playing at Anfield August. It might be in September, and it might be after a couple of away games. But if that's the case, that's what it needs to be. Transfers, nothing really to say apart from obviously all these players are leaving us. There's a big saving on wages. We need at least 2 quality midfielders coming in, if not 3. Some names are still being bandied about. You see the McAllister one. You see Gravenberg or somebody like that who's gone to Bayern Munich. That gives so there's lots of speculation, and you get the odd bullshit story about who we're in talks with, etc. So the summer is going to be massive for us, absolutely massive, in who comes in and who actually goes out. So hopefully, unlike in the past few years, FSG don't let us down in that, because this is a really make or break season for us, for take this team into the next 4 or 5 years. It has to be really, really important for us. Okay, I've said enough now. Okay, it's probably one of the longest ones I've done here. Enjoy your rest of the Friday evening. I'm off to see my son play at Fleetwood Town. He's involved in the final, his team. So we're off to go and see him. 8:15 kickoff. Be nice to see a game under floodlights. So yeah, have a boss one, and I will speak to you tomorrow at some point after the game. Up the Reds.